Good evening and thank you for joining us. This is Business Today and my name is Ronah Nahabwe with Winnie. We use Nakawuki in the sign language. But first, let's have a look at our first.
Of relations with China, especially in what China is producing today and they are exporting to our country. So in terms of finished goods, intermediate goods and raw materials, we are cooperating very well. We are exporting some of our raw materials.
Begin with Magazi, the Minister for Local Government, has declared that by the end of February 2023, all parishes will be eligible to receive parish development model funds. This follows the permanent secretary of the Ministry of Finance that no parish development model cash will be released to those parishes that are not qualified.
The disbursement of the parish development model funds from parish circle accounts to beneficiaries kicked off nationwide in Kayunga district, where each parish is
This is buying blankets and mattresses and so on.
So there should be no excuse. Thirdly, there should be a chairperson of that parish. It's not the women councillor, it is the chairperson of the women council of the parish. There should also be the chairperson of the youth council of that parish. There should be the chairperson of the persons with the disability council of that parish, and then the chairperson of the elderly council of the parish, and lastly the chairperson NRM within the parish, because the parish model is an NRM manifesto commitment. So if we find in the parish that PDC has not been constituted, is not meeting, there is no record, then we say that parish is still lacking in terms of preparedness.
According to data from the Ministry of Finance, 264 billion has just been released to cater for parish development model, bringing the total release to 75% of the approved budget for the PDM. However, some of the businessmen in Jinja town who seem to be unaware of the program.
I have never received or even seen any money. We have done all what is required, but here in Jinja, they left us.
Much as some of the Ugandans are not aware of the program, the ministry using funds intended for the parish development. It's on Mumbere Smart 24 TV Business Today.
Now moving on, legislators have tasked Microfinance Support Center to move services closer to the people, especially those in villages, because many of the poor people cannot travel miles to access this money. These were in the Committee of Finance to present the budget framework paper for the financial year 2023-2024.
The majority of the poor people in this country, according to the legislators, are a Microfinance Support Center. However, because there are few of these offices nationwide, many individuals find it difficult to reach them.
I am thinking that there is a problem in terms of accessibility of the poor people. You are talking about you are dealing with the poor people. I see the office that can serve the whole of Acholi sub-region is Lira, which is the nearest. But we have 9 different administrative units at the city and the district level. It makes it very difficult for somebody who is in Namor to come to Lira when he or she wants services from you. At the same time, people from Karamoja to travel all the way maybe to Mbale or to Lira.
The committee has also noted that this entity's budget is underfunded despite its mandate to carry out a number of duties, including raising earnings of many locals and reviving numerous small businesses.
I am saddened by the fact that, looking at the report of the ED, we have only given them, been able to disburse 35 billion. That is a drop in the ocean. I would want to strongly appeal that if we are serious with what we are doing, all these monies that we get, and we cannot give MSC money and UDB money so that we can revitalize this economy, then we are not being serious. Therefore, these figures that we have actually been talking about, Mr. Chairman, I want to appeal to us and to the Minister that we have to revise these figures upwards. My only question to the ED would be, what is your absorptive capacity? What is it that you need to get our people moving?
The vote of this institution, microfinance, is very limited. Have you presented a proposal to Cabinet to borrow money from the climatic initiative and the FAO? Because this microfinance is what caters for 70% of our poor. We talk about UDB, who can reach there? Even you, Honorable Minister, I don't know whether they have got money from UDB.
According to Honorable Mwanga Chivumbi, microfinance support centers should stop lending money to larger firms, yet the major objective for their establishment was to meet the requirements of the small businesses.
I saw a small farm that had, a farm not small, that had received over 5 billion from my analysis of your record. I hope going forward you are revising that and going back to what you are supposed to do, supporting small enterprises. The big firms can go to banks, can go to UDC, can go to UDB and get the money from there. Let microfinance stay true to its mission.
In response to the questions from the committee, the Minister for Microfinance, Honorable Haruna Kasolo, has assured that they would take into account all of the concerns raised, including opening more regional offices to reach out to more people and pay attention to regions in all of their initiatives.
About regional offices, yes, I'm going to direct that, because I have ever done it. We created satellite offices in Iganga. I found only one zone office serving the entire Busoga, and that was in Jinja. So we created satellite office in Iganga. We created another one in Tungamo. We created another one in Kakumiro, and then another one in Kasese. There's also another one that Ngoma. So now we are going to create more 4, so that we can serve the northern part of the country, even Bukedi.
The Executive Director for Micro Support Center has also stressed out that the recovery process for the loans was affected by COVID pandemic, but they are positive as it's up.
Been a little bit low, but we think that one will pick up as the economy peaks. Then there was also areas of guidance. We have been guided that we go back and focus on the poor, and we take that guidance, and we avoid these big loans. We also alerted to the recycling. These same groups hunting for money all around. We'll pay attention to that in our work, and we're guided to pay attention to the to be guided by the poverty map.
The Committee of Finance has committed itself to helping support the Microfinance Support Center in lobbying for more funding in the next financial year. According to them, 35 billion shillings that was released in this financial year is only a drop in the ocean for a sector that supports almost 70% of the Ugandan population. Samlanifa, Smart 24 TV, Business Today.
Thank you, Hanifa, for that report. Now, Uganda's economy is restoring growth beyond regional markets as current projections point at 6% come 2024. Challenges have been exploited, and now tourism and trade are areas to push for as economies such as China are a crucial target to achieve sustainable development.
In the quest for success, many African nations are fighting to streamline domestic market policies with international standards to tap into the African Continental Free Trade and other international trade lines have exhibited such need, just as the push beyond subsistence production in different production sectors.
They are not innovative, they are not creative. They really need a very serious awakening for them to be able to do something. It's the population now to begin believing in themselves. That is not only government to play a part. They have a very big play as individuals. And that's why we always talk about human capital development. The human being himself must have the capacity to produce, to decide what to do. Because as long as he does not remain stagnant, this country will grow. But if he chooses to remain stagnant, do nothing about his condition, this country will remain where it is. So we are heavily dependent on the behavior of our people.
Market pressure exerted from macroeconomic challenges such as inflation, demand, and supply shocks have extremely undermined the progress of the fragile African markets that are still finding space to compete favorably.
We have also taken into consideration the general economic outlook and the need to balance the objective of supporting economic recovery as well as service delivery with maintenance of macroeconomic stability and fiscal sustainability.
Uganda, being a net importer especially from one of the world's biggest, China, has fumbled to establish international market openings based on equity and demand obligations. This raises international market limits such as quotas, tariff barriers, and offset domestic revenue deficits.
I think we have a very strong bond of relations with China, especially in what China is producing today and they are exporting to our country. So in terms of finished goods, intermediate goods, and raw materials, we are very well. We're exporting some of our raw materials to them, at the same time importing finished goods. But that is a situation that is gradually improving, where we are also beginning to add value on what we are